Get out. Get out. It's not fair to you. You f***ed her when I'm
Look,
here.
man, if you live with a woman, you are already in a losing position. But it can work if you respect and accept that you're in a losing position. But how you gonna be living with a woman with nowhere else to go but the streets and turn around and cheat on the woman in her house? Boy, you a fool.
Hello? Is anyone home? Let me in, please. It is me, BOA.
But this is exactly what this guy did. And then he's begging and groveling for her not to put him out. Not because he want to be with the woman, but because he ain't got nowhere to go. This is what a homosexual looks like when he doesn't understand he's a homosexual. Now, when you put yourself in a position of powerlessness, where you have no control in the situation, you have to understand that there are rules you must follow. There are rules an employee must follow that an employer doesn't have to follow. Yes, there are rules that an employer has to follow that the state or federal government doesn't have to follow. What you have to understand is that you have to respect and accept the position you're in life. You have to be honest about your truth of life. If your truth of life is that you're in a position where someone else is in power, you have to respect their power. Now, if you don't want them to be in power, find a way to put yourself in a position of power. But until then, you must accept the fact that you are in a subservient position of powerlessness. And nothing is more powerless than a man moving in with a woman in her spot. Nothing is more powerless.
No, why are you doing it to me? Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Why you hate me so much? Why were you with her? I was not good enough for you? Yes, you are. Then why were you with her? You are everything. Okay, stop being mean to me. Then why were you with her? No, then why were you with her? Why did you go pick her up from fucking rehab? Why were you with her? I love you. Then why were you with her? Why did you tell her you loved her? I don't. Then why were you with her? Why did you f*** her? I was stupid. I was stupid. I'm done. Please, get out. Get out. Please, it's not fair to you. You f*** when I'm here at the fucking...
You lose a little bit of power when you let a woman move in your spot, but you can still dictate the power. You have the majority of it. But when you move in with a woman in her spot, bro, you ain't got no power. You have responsibilities. Some of that responsibility may seem like you have authority and you have power, but that's just a woman delegating some things to you that she doesn't want to do or that she believes a man should be doing. Perfect example. If you in your crib, you can dictate that taking out the trash is a woman's job. If you're in her crib, she can dictate to you that taking out the trash is a man's job. Go figure. The bottom line is this. If you don't pay the cost to be the boss, then you are a servant. Period. When you live with a woman in her crib, you can think you can exert whatever type of energy you want to exert. And I hear men saying things like,
well, it don't matter. It don't matter if I live in her crib. It don't matter if I ain't got nothing. If I ain't got nothing, the woman gonna bow down to me. Boy, I can be a bum on the street. I'm talking about a bum that'll be away. And the woman gonna submit to me. You know why? Because I am a man, even if I ain't got no money that'll be away. She can be a millionaire, a zillionaire, a trillionaire that'll be away. And I can be a man who ain't never seen a grand a day in my life. But that woman is gonna submit to me because I gotta be away. I'm the man. See, you don't know that about women. That's why women in power. Because of chumps like you.
Unsubscribe. Okay, unsubscribe, sucker, but before you go, let me tell you this. The reality of life is that you don't get to determine whether you're in power or not. The dynamics of power have been established long before we ever got here. And whoever pays the cost to be the boss in any scenario is in power. You can be a fat boss, you can be a low down dirty boss, but it don't matter. Whatever you are, whatever they label you, they're gonna have to label you that kind of boss. And if you're not the boss, then you have to do what you're told or you're gonna pay the cost. See, there's a paying the cost to be the boss, and there's a paying the loss to not be the boss. So if you living with a woman, boy, you better be on your very best behavior. If you living with a woman, you ain't got no business worrying about no other woman. Boy, you need to be focusing on money. How you living with a woman and you worrying about cheating on her with another woman, boy, that means that you have settled into the role of being in a woman's house as your future, as your life. You become so relaxed that you're okay with that being your life. Boy, you should be miserable if you got to move in with a woman. Boy, you should be losing hair. You should be doing all kind of things. Boy, you should be stressing out, high blood pressure, all kind of things should be going on if you got to live with a woman in her crib. Because here's the thing, a man doesn't choose to live with a woman in her crib. A man live with a woman in her crib when he ain't got no choice, when there is nothing else to choose. So if you put yourself in that scenario, man, you're already, I'm not surprised that these guys would do this. Beg and grovel and cry and whine and do all of this, man, and empower the woman even more. Because the bottom line is the woman already knows that she's in power. There ain't a woman in the world, boy, who don't know she in power when you moving her crib with her, because she know if anything hit the fan, it's already in the back of her mind. I'm going to get this dude, the police escort, up out of here. So how you end up in a situation where you are in the woman's crib living with her. If you living with her, she probably paying the lion's share of the bills. You like a big kid in that woman's house, and you got the audacity to still go somewhere and cheat on the woman. You got the audacity to, matter of fact, one of these dudes done cheated in the woman's crib. Boy, you ain't even got enough taste, enough gumption, enough common sense to not bring that to that woman's crib. See, here's what happens when men are being taught to just go chase as many women as you can. You got one woman, go get another one, then go get another one, then go get another one, then you go get another one. The bottom line is the majority of men ain't in no situation to live like that. You got to be getting money to live like that. Honestly, you got to be getting money to live like that. If you ain't a member of the 6-figure a year club, man, don't even think about that. And when you become a member of the 6-figure a year club, you better be striving to become a member of the mid 6-figure a year club. You have no business wasting time chasing women if you ain't got nowhere to stay, fool. What kind of men are being raised out here? Boy, do you know how uncomfortable I would be if I had to live with a woman in her crib? It don't even matter how down she was, how sweet she was to me, man, how nice she was to me. None of that would matter, because I would be miserable every day to know that my name ain't on nothing. Boy, your name ain't on nothing but your driver's license. And you got the audacity to be up in a woman's crib, man, disrespecting her like that. The most disrespectful thing you could do to somebody, man, disrespect them in their own crib. You're immature as a fool, man, to bring another woman into a woman's home, man. It's already disrespectful for you to be living with her, living off her, then going out doing things that you agreed you wouldn't do. Because ain't no woman finna let you come live with her, boy, unless you agree to be monogamous.
You got to agree to some monogamy. I'ma tell you now, she ain't gonna let you come up in there with her, man, if you ain't gonna have no monogamy for her. I know these women folk, man. A woman ain't gonna tell you you're so wonderful with your broke self that you can come up here and live off me, lay in my bed, sleep with me, eat my food, eat my children's snacks up, and then you gonna go out there and be with another woman too? No. If you're gonna be with her, spend half your time with her as well. Get some money from her to help pay these bills.
That's what a woman gonna tell you. And so if you're living in a woman's crib, I know for a fact, 100% of the time, you have sworn monogamy to that woman. So not only did you move in with her like a chump, you swore monogamy to her, which, okay, cool. But then you knew you weren't gonna give her monogamy like a chump. Then you disrespect a woman and bring another woman up into her crib, dog. Come on, man. That life is for men who are in a position of power. Men who have built themselves into something, men who have been blessed enough to be put on the cutting edge of whatever particular profession they have chosen to be a part of. You, Mr. Broke Guy, Mr. Live with your mama and then move from with your mama to live with a woman. You, Mr. Guy who needs a woman to come in and fill the void of a mama with a little boy. You, the guy who ain't got no money. You, the guy who ain't got no car. You, the guy who ain't got no credit score where you can even get in that even if you had the money. You, the guy that living with a woman in the place where everything is in her name. Everything that ain't in your name, boy, gonna bring you pain or shame. I can promise you that. So stop focusing on women. Focus on life. Because if you're losing, why in the world are you choosing to be out here doing any dating, mating, and perusing? You ain't got time for it. You need to focus on becoming the best version of yourself. And if this is your story, slide on over here to the Alphasphere. Book yourself a consultation, man, with Dr. BOA. Let's get you focusing on the right things instead of the wrong things you're focusing on like so many other men are focusing on in this particular society. First, you get the money. Then you worry about the honey. Because I can promise you, you could lose a lot of money chasing women. But I guarantee you, you'll never lose women while you chasing that money. I can promise you that. Y'all comment down below and let me know what you think about this topic, man. I look forward to hearing what you men have to say. I'm out.
Trying to become the most alpha version of you. Dying to become the most alpha version of you. Striving to become the most alpha version of you. Fighting to become the most alpha version of you. Welcome to the Alphasphere. Get money division. The place where you transform into a man on a mission.